Okay, let's start placing things. Well, I started with the first guy, and he's throwing it into Danzig because after some investigation of the arrows, I got these two blues. That would be my primary goal, is to get those two blues, because nobody can mess with blues. There's a lot of orange out there. I'm kind of afraid if I grab a couple oranges and cut a deal with that, you know, I'll be sitting on them and I'll get canceled out. So my goal was, okay, can I get there? But the answer is no, because if I sail this way, I've got to be the ship that sails over both land and sea and go to Stockholm. And, well, there's no way to get directly here. I would have to go 1, 2, 3. I want to minimize what I'm doing. So, actually, I don't want to place there. So I'm going to go 1, 2. I can't place in Copenhagen. Shit. I'm going to place up here in Revel. That'll allow me to sell there. So for $3, I can move, pick up, well, 1. I'm screwing up on my knot. Okay, let's see what I do. 1, 2. So let's see what my payment would be. I pay 1 to move to here, 1 to pick an item up. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll cost me all my money. I'm going to place here with the hope that I can pick those barrels up for free. Remember, if I'm the guy with the majority there, with the largest number of markets, I get to buy for free. So I'll go with that. So now the question is, what's white doing? I don't see what gray just thought out. I know I'm going to go second, but when I look to this, I can actually think about what he's likely to do. And let's pretend that I can figure out what he's going to do, because it's probably not that hard. He's going to take it out to here. That means the boat is going to be here. Now, he might have bought that good. That gives me an incentive to place goods here where I'll buy. Oops, let's take that off the board. Because if I do count on him, move, 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 sell. My next placement should be here. This is the only place I can go to. The problem is I don't want to necessarily be handing him money for the goods that I pick up there. There might be goods here. I'll put some pieces there for now. That gives it to the third player, and at this point, you know, there's no clear exit for this guy. There's no obvious move anymore. So at this point, I'm kind of looking at, okay, well, what's he going to do? He moves here, he picks something else up, say that's 2 things. Now he's only got 2 places he could move, here or here. I would rather have the central location, so I'm placing there. And now for this guy, it is just so random. At least there's 2 goods here. I'm going to take the 2 goods city up here and get a location there. Now, this guy has a goal. He needs to sell here, so he needs to put a couple of his pieces in there if he's going to score. It's not a big deal to pay $1 to yellow, but it is a big deal to not be able to sell. So he has to drop more pieces there, and that's allowed. Now, white is looking and saying, well, I could screw him out of this, but that doesn't really help me. I pay $1 to the bank or I pay $1 to him. What is my next location? Do I want to be here where I could sell? Well, my choices are really up here or over here. I like the locality of having pieces near each other, so I'm going to place there. Why is that important? Well, because I can pick things up at 1 maybe cheaply, although not right now, and sell things maybe cheaply. So I'm going with that. That puts it on purple. Again, he's looking to the future here more than anything else at this point. He's going to grab another 2-point city. Yellow doesn't think that's that important and is going to grab Stockholm. And now we're on the final placement. Now here, I don't want to place here because that gives me nothing. I don't know where the hell I'm going to be, you know, once everything winds all around. I could grab a 2-point city, or I could grab Lübeck, which is a free city. Gives me some advantages to be the only person in there, which is to say I'll be the one getting money if people stop there. So, you know, I might as well. Well, for those same reasons, white's going to go up here. And now purple has to choose where they want to infect with more power. And I think I'm going to drop over here. And that gives it to yellow, who sees no reason not to go here. And already we're seeing a lot of action taking place, sort of in that one side. All right, let's do the first turn then. Well, I know what I want to do. Unfortunately, it's not going to help much. I get $3. You see, I got filled in. Well, this one's not bad. But I'm going to move the boat for $1. Now, I can pick up this pink thing, but it doesn't look valuable to spend $1 on that right away. So I spend $1 on moving the boat, and I'll just mark that way in case I need to take back my turn. They suggest doing that. Although they're kind of weird the way they say it. It can be difficult to retrace your steps after you've performed things. Therefore, players should carefully plan their turns first and then carry the actions out. Great. The money tile is useful for this. When performing an action, you should have first push the money off the tile. Then only when all your actions are completed does the money go to the bank or other players. That sounds almost like, hey, if you want to take things back as you're going, as long as you're tracking them on here, it's no big deal. So you can move the boat around and pick things up, and that's okay because it'll be easy to replace. And that's a very cool attitude. I know a lot of players wouldn't like that, but okay. Now I want to buy. I want to buy an orange, and because there is no majority player, there's just 2 in each. I got to pay that in there. Oops. I pay that to the bank. And I pick up the orange. Now I pay another one for movement, and I sail up here. I pay another one to the bank, and I pick that up. And this is all, you know, what I decided before starting the game. And it's easy as the first player. Everybody else has kind of a tricky position. I pay another one for movement, and now I can sell. And I lose a market for doing so. Now I still have $1, but I can't pick this good up, and if I sail somewhere, I can't use that buck, so I'll hold on to it. And at this point, I have victory points but no goods, and only $1 left. Let's go see what the white player does. I have the majority in this stuff. It looks like cool stuff. I'll pick it up for free. That's my action. Oh, I get $3. Let me think. Do I want to replenish? Because if I replenish, I could conceivably get something here. On the other hand, I could just pick this up. I don't really want to be the guy who has to spend to replenish. That seems like, you know, a losing proposition, sort of. So I don't have to pay. I just grab this because I have the majority in the market there with 2 counters to only 1 gray. And now I pay 1 for movement and sail here. Now, I have the majority, or I'm tied here, so I'm going to spend $1 and pick up this red counter. It's not what I need. And then I'm going to spend another $1, sail up here, spend another $1, and pick up these barrels. Spend my last $1. Does that make sense? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I spend my last $1 to sail down here, And now I can perform one action. I'm going to sell these. And that gets rid of one of my pieces. All my money goes away. Nobody made anything off me. And now it's time for purple to figure out what they can do. Unfortunately for purple, a lot of their surrounding area has been denuded. So I'm going to take my $3 and not cheat. And I'm going to spend $1, and I've got to just spend this because there's no going back after that, and start replenishing things. And I'll start up at the top there. Ooh, yummy pinks, but they're in the same port, which means they're not that valuable. Reds look like the interesting thing to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a red here. Now, again, nobody's got the advantage there, so I just pay that to the bank. I'm going to move a space. Sailing, sailing. I have to spend here because I don't have the majority. And I'll pick up another red. I could deliver these. I only have $2. I can deliver them here where I have a majority. Is that reasonable? Or should I hold on to them with the hopes of grabbing more red? I could convert more pieces for the cost of one of my markets if I hold off. Other people are interested in red though. White over here is interested in red. So I don't think that I can afford that. So I'll spend another taler to sail up here. And I will spend my dude to convert these to victory points. And this one's lost. Bang. Ouch, that hurt, didn't it? And here's the question, do I want to buy one of these? Well, nobody's sitting on orange. Orange doesn't look like it's trading. I'm going to spend one to gold, and I'm going to buy this big triple orange, because I think that's kind of cool. And there goes all my money. And now I've got a resource. The problem is holding resources is risky. But often it's worth picking them up. And now we go to orange. Orange already has $4. He gets 3 more. He has the opportunity to replenish. Or yellow. He has the opportunity to replenish. Now, here's his problem. Does he want to buy an orange? If he sails and sails, he'll have 2 oranges on board. But you see, he won't be able to turn them around right away because all the yellow stuff is over here. If he spends $1, he might be able to make it somewhere. But his only boat goes here, which is a pink. I'm going to spend the $1 and recharge the piles because I'm not really thrilled with the options that I see right away. And I'll start up here. Oh, more yummy pink. Green. Oh. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted. I'll grab a green for free because I'm in the lead there. I spend 1 to go here. Do I want a pink? There's a lot of pink going on out there, and I don't think I'm going to be able to deal in pink on this turn, right? If I pick that pink up, I sail here, grab a green for $1. I could sell the greens here, or I could sail up here and grab another pink, but the problem is the next player can grab 2 pinks. I don't have any place that I can easily get to sell. That's my problem. So I'm going to forego that pink. But, oh, that pink could be worthwhile as a market card, as a place to sleaze into another market. For just $1, I'd only get one token though. I don't think I want it. So I'm going to sail down to here. I'm going to grab another green. And I'm kind of just, everybody's kind of making their money off these. Nobody's really worrying about doing anything but making money at this point. But there is a lot more to the game. Now I've got 2 greens. I kind of might want to drift the boat this way. That might be my goal here. So I'm going to sail over to here. Now the problem with this is, if I sell here, I'm giving up a majority. If I sell here, I'm not. I'll sail to here instead. And I'm going to sell my goods. That's these 2 greens. Nobody else has green on the board. I lose a market. And I'm going to throw the rest of my money away. I don't want to buy a pink and then move. That doesn't sound very valuable to me. So I'll just hold on to some cash. And that puts the turn order back over to the gray guy. One more time around. And then we'll send this one up. Alright. Well, he has no goods. He's a no goods Nick. And he's got some easy pinks to score, but then where can he sell them? Well, he can sell them here. That sounds reasonable. So I'll grab these. Just taking an opportunistic play here. I spend a gold to the white player. Pick that up. I spend a gold to travel down here. I spend a gold to pick that up. I spend a gold to sail down here. And now I'm going to sell these suckers. And they're pink. Nobody's got a pink. That cuts over. Over to the white player. Very, very simple mechanics here. Does it seem almost mindless? Not really. I mean, there's these... Not all decisions are terribly difficult, but there's a lot of room for some additional thinking, which might help. All right, let's look at what his situation is. He's kind of not open right now. There's green available. He could get... So his moves would be to pink, to orange, and that's it. I think he's got to spend one and replenish the deck. Alright. And see, the fact that, you know, the replenishment happens over in the same area, it does kind of keep you on one side of the board for a while, but there are always possibilities that this could link up over here just as well as with the random stuff that's coming in. So what do I want to do? I've got green and brown. Green's a long ways away. Oranges don't really help. There's 2 pinks. That'll get me there, and then I could slide up to there and sell them. That sounds like a plan. I'm not going to be able to do it all in one, probably. So I didn't have a lot of money. So I sail to here. I pay a buck to yellow for this pink. And I only have $1 left. What I could do is I could pay to sail into Copenhagen and then drop some white pieces in there. That might be my best move. There's a lot of pink pieces up there. I'm used to playing in 2, where usually, you know, holding on to goods isn't that bad, but it feels really rough here. So I'm going to spend another one, sail into Copenhagen, and I'm going to spend these on a couple of pieces in Copenhagen. Copenhagen's in an important location where there's a lot of transit going through there. Yes, it only has 1 good. but all the same. So we get to purple. And purple did not get hosed. And he's actually pretty damn happy. It looks like he was set up with a route to here and here. Or he could go up here, get an orange. The problem is the next orange is quite far away. He's not going to be able to deliver anywhere easily. So I'll do the one that looks easy. I've got an orange. Do I want this pink? It would cost me $1. It's going to cost me 1, 2 to move already. Plus 1. I'm not going to have the extra money. So I'll pay $1 to slide down here to Lubeck. I'll pay $1 to gray for a second orange. I'll pay $1 to sail up here. And now, if I was really, really willing to take a risk that no one would cash oranges, and maybe I am, I would just grab myself something. I'm going to grab myself a green. I'm going to take a risk on these oranges because there aren't a lot of oranges around the board right now. Of course, somebody's going to replenish. Who knows what that's going to do. But that's the end of my turn. That puts it on yellow. Yellow's got oodles of money. That's always a bad thing. And now he gets more. He's back at the starting place in money. What does yellow want to do? Wants to sell oranges, of course. So his choices of places to go are Copenhagen and up here to Tonsberg. It looks to me like blues are my deal. I can just swing right through with blues pretty cheaply and get an easy task there. So I'm going to pay a gold over to purple to grab a blue. I pay 1 to the bank to slide up here. I pay 1 to white to grab some more blues. I pay 1 to the bank to slide into Stockholm. I've got all my blues in a row, so I'll kill one of these and convert these. And nobody's sitting on blue. And that's the second time around. I'll come back with the rest of the playthrough, but let's load this one up. I like to start things off with a shorter video at the very least.